But now in the New Testament, now we know how's God. In the Old Testament, they know there was a God. Everybody was afraid of God. Right?
Yeah.
But now we know that we should not be afraid of God. We should love God.
Amen.
God should love us. We love, it's all about love. That's why Robert says, love you God with all your heart, with all your soul, because that's the commandment that God left us. And Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. And the third one is, love one another as much as I love you. So we know it's all about love. And a lot of people think, when you love someone, you wouldn't do nothing bad to anybody that you love.
Yes.
You wouldn't do wrong. Love doesn't do wrong. Love always do the right things. So if you love God, you know you cannot disobey to God. I love God. I love Jesus. And that's why that stops me to not do bad things. Not to go back the whole life before.
Mm-hmm.
Because all life, I was belong to Satan.
Yeah.
My past life, 30 years, I belong to Satan. When I was drinking, I belong to Satan. When I was smoking, I would belong to Satan. But now that I'm Jesus, I stop everything.
Amen.
So I cannot go back to Satan no more. Why? Because I met Jesus already.
Nunca.
Why? Because Jesus is more powerful.
Yeah.
More powerful than Satan. When we go to the book of Matthew capítulo 28, Matthew chapter 28.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew chapter 28. Matthew chapter 28, versus 18.
Okay.
¿Ok? Jesús dice, toda potestad me es dada en el cielo y en la tierra. Jesus said, all authority from earth and heaven has given it to me. Amen? So that's why I cannot go back. Why? Because Satan only rules this world.
Uh-huh.
But Jesus said, this world and heaven has given it to me. So where do you guys want to go? You guys want to have a temporary life here? Drinking, smoking, and then later, eternal suffering? No. We got to have peace in this world through Jesus Christ. We got to have peace in Jesus Christ in heaven. Hermanos, anteriormente cuando estaba en la calle, me gustaba tomar mucho, me gustaba drogarme, fumar. Pero, hermanos, el demonio me tenía prisionero. El demonio me tenía a mí como esclavo. El demonio cada vez que tomaba, él le daba gusto. ¿Por qué? Porque le estaba ganando a Dios. Le estaba diciendo a Dios, tengo el alma de tu hijo. Entonces, ahora que conozco a Jesucristo, ya no puedo regresar a esa vida. No puedo. Si yo regreso a esa vida, le estaría dando la espalda a Jesús. Y Jesús nunca me dio la espalda. Nunca me ha dado la espalda hasta este momento. If I go back to the old life, I'm giving my back to Jesus. And I cannot do that to Jesus. Why? Because Jesus came to my life when I most needed someone. Jesus came to my life. He never left me alone. So why should I let him alone now? I cannot do that. That's how our word needs to be with God all the time. So do not let the enemy laugh about you. Because every time you go back to do what you used to do, he laughs. Yeah. He gets happy. He laughs and he says, I have him again. Why? Because he's a condemnation. The enemy, his work is to condemn you. To have proof the day of judgment. He's going to present the proofs like in the court. Have you guys been in court? When we are in court, the judge, the lawyer, and then they bring the people who accuse you, they bring the papers who accuses you. Right? It's the same thing. Satan is that person. Satan's going to bring all the papers where you say something bad. When you did something bad, he's going to present it to you in the day of judgment. And that's what's going to condemn you. That's what God's going to say, send them to hell. But if you let Jesus destroy that evidence with his precious blood. Because only through his blood he can destroy that all evidence. Then the day of judgment, when Satan comes trying to condemn you and say, here the paper, there's no papers, there's nothing condemn you. Why? Because Jesus already cleared everything out.
Yes. Amen.
Then God will say, let him come to heaven, my kingdom. Amén. Hermanos, ¿cuántos de ustedes han estado en la corte? Me imagino que la mayoría de ustedes han estado en la corte, ¿verdad? En la corte está el juez, está el abogado y está el acusador. El acusador va a hacer lo imposible para que te encierren. Él va a juntar las pruebas que necesite para que te metan a la cárcel. El abogado va a estar abogando por ti. Va a estar peleando y tratando de decir que no sobre esas pruebas. Pero tú prácticamente no puedes hablar mucho. ¿Por qué? Porque está entre ellos. Tú te quedas callado y ellos están peleando el caso por ti. Ahora, el acusador es el diablo. Que Dios lo reprenda. Pero es el diablo. Él va a traer todas las pruebas el día que ustedes desobedecieron a Dios. El día que ustedes maldijeron al hermano. El día que ustedes pudiendo ayudar a alguien no lo ayudaron. Todas esas pruebas las tiene Satanás porque él está escuchando y viendo lo que ustedes están haciendo. Y él está juntando las pruebas para el día de tu juicio. Cuando te presentes ante el juez, él tiene las pruebas, hermanos. Entonces, aquí hace un trabajo muy importante Jesucristo. Si ustedes reciben a Jesucristo en este momento, Jesucristo, como buen abogado, se va a dedicar a destruir esas pruebas. Con su preciosa sangre va a eliminar esas pruebas. El día del juicio, cuando venga el acusador, no hay pruebas.